Hello, my name is Lukas Oldenburg from DIM28, and in this video I'm going to show you how to find and quickly delete unused segments and calculated metrics with the Adobe Analytics Bulk Component Editor for Google Sheets. The Adobe Analytics Bulk Component Editor for Google Sheets helps you keep an overview over all dimensions, metrics, segments, and date ranges, and in which virtual report suite they are part of the curated components and in general. You can not only view, you can edit in bulk, delete, rename, etc. Remove from virtual report suites, add to virtual report suites, to multiple suites at once, remove from multiple suites at once, etc. If you're not familiar with the component editor yet, go watch the first video or read the first intro article. There's a link underneath this video. So this video now is about a new feature of this component editor, the component usage tab. I'm not going to show the names of the tabs for protecting the client's data. Also some columns here, for example, are grayed out. And I'm not showing a couple of other columns. For example, there's a column called owner, which shows you who is the owner of a certain component. Of course, I don't want to show real names here. In Adobe Analytics, you'll usually run into the problem that you end up with thousands of components. This client, for example, has amassed almost 3,000 components in just 2 years, and you have lots of evars and props, and at some point you say, hey, we gotta do house cleaning. We have so much stuff, and I have no overview over it anymore. We gotta do some house cleaning, and now you gotta find out which of those components is actually used anywhere. And this, in the traditional Adobe Analytics interface, is impossible. You would have to go through each and every workspace to see if something's used there or not. You would have to look at all the definitions of all segments and all calculated metrics to make sure that a certain dimension is not used in there anymore. So it's basically something that you cannot do because it's just too much work. The component usage tab in the Adobe Analytics Bulk Component Editor for Google Sheets now changes that. It first of all gives you information over all components. So here I have the ID of the component, the name of the component, the description. So this is what you would see in the interface as well. The definition is something that's coming straight out of the API. The component type. So here I can say, hey, I want to see only date ranges, or only metrics, or only segments, and then it filters for that. And now the beauty here begins in the blue columns. So you have the matching projects count, so that means how many projects are using this date range. For example, we have the date range 1 to 14 days ago, which is used in 193 projects. So that's probably something we want to keep as it is. It seems to be pretty important. Matching calculated metrics count. So how many calculated metrics are using this component? This of course makes no sense for date ranges, but if we go to dimensions, we see, for example, that the day of the month is used in 8 calculated metrics definitions. Back to selecting all. Then matching segments count means how many segments are using this this component. For example, the site section is used in the definition of 13 segments. Total matches, so in total the component site section is used in 334 places. Here on the right, it gets even better. I can see the project ID, so that's the IDs of all workspaces that are using this component. Even better, if I hadn't grayed this out here, I'm going to show you this only very quickly, but here would show all the project names, so you can also see the real names of these workspaces. Same with segment IDs, same with matching segment names. It shows me all the segments where it's used, calculated metric IDs, calculated metrics names, where this is used. And this is simply a timestamp to see when this sheet was last updated. So let's go about our task. We want to find unused components, that's calculated metrics and segments, and delete them. So I'm going to filter for calculated metric and segment. and let's go all the way to the top, and we want only those that are not used anywhere, so let's go to 0, and here we have the list already. To be 100% sure, I want to have only components that are older than say December the 1st of last year. So I would go to select the filter and then filter by condition and say date is before, and then I have to type something in here like this. So before December 1st of last year. Now I simply copy all the IDs here and then go to the component editor tab. Then I'm simply pasting them, and then the component editor automatically populates the values. Then I'm going to mark all these components with delete. Go to Adobe Component Editor, then send updates to AA. But before we do this, let's check if I'm not fluking here. Let's see visitors with orders but no product detail views. Let's just take one of the examples and check it in the segment manager. And here we see that this actually exists, the segment. So after we're doing the update, it shouldn't exist anymore. So once again, click Adobe Component Editor, send updates to AA, then click yes. And while we're waiting for the update, we're deleting 500 components, that takes a couple of minutes. I can show the update log, so that's a separate tab in the same component editor where we can see what did we do on the 1st of January at 15:52. We started an update for all these components. And the older updates are below, so for every update I'm running, I get a log in the update log. So here we go, the update has been completed. We go to Adobe Analytics now, and I just reloaded the page. Sorry, I didn't record that, but the metric, the segment visitors with orders but no product detail views is effectively gone. I also did some cross checks. Here I added a count if statement to check if the ID of those components that we wanted to delete is still part of the full component list on the left side, and it's not. So we've effectively deleted about 600 components in less than 10 to 15 minutes.